Okay. Alright, check scan, so it's my AP scaling.
Is
Any
it
problems?
because Maki used the playful cloud and like took a chunk of Dargon's body?
Yeah.
Do you think Nanami can damage Maki?
But I think he could damage her?
Yeah,
No.
I do.
Or at least not
'Cause,
significant.
I think like if he was to hit her with his attack, it would damage her. You would like
Why
would
do you
agree because
why do you think that?
I think he has similar AP scaling to Maki. Like
He
he
has
has similar
similar
AP.
AP
Look,
scaling to
yeah,
Maki.
yeah, he has similar AP to Maki. Plus her durability. You wouldn't say that her AP, her durability is like the same as her AP. She can have higher AP, and due to like the play, I think no, she definitely does have higher AP due to the playful cloud. It doesn't mean like the durability gets enhanced. I think the
Alright, well,
playful
alright,
cloud.
hold on. Alright, so let's go one by one. So, you
All right.
think OT ratio or Nanami, you think he could hurt Maki because they have similar AP feats, right?
Yeah, you see when okay,
Okay,
specifically the feat.
I think Maki
Uh-huh.
has way better AP feats than Nanami, so we can start off that.
All right.
So, do you want me to tell you why I think Nanami's AP feats doesn't compare to Maki's?
I was good. I was the one that was saying because I already know the thing that you're about to use. You're about to use the D doggone over base doggone, which I disagree with due to some variables that I think you can't
You
account.
disagree with domain doggone above base doggone.
Due to reasons, I don't think that you can assert that DE doggone has more durability than um base doggone due to the fact that we have this variable of him using his what those things, his shikigami, and
Is
that takes away
Shikigami?
curse and that takes away curse energy. Therefore, him losing curse, we have this like amount of curse energy that he loses in his domain state. So then you can't say that you can't assert that he's still
Uh,
probably or
okay. So let's start with that. Let's start with domain doggone above base doggone. So you think base doggone has more durability, or you say that you
no,
can't say
I
that
don't think you can assert
you
any of
yeah
that's
yeah
the
you don't think
problem.
you can assert that domain doggone has more durability than base doggone due to the technique. So why do you think the technique itself is draining his CE to a significant amount where we could say, oh yeah, his durability is weakened? What is the reasoning
Mm,
behind that? Why could we assert that?
I'm
Because
saying
that's what
that
your
you
argument is
can't hold on.
presupposing.
No, that's what your argument presupposes, right? I'm saying I'm
My
bringing like
argument presupposes
hold
that
on. Can
presupposes
you can
what?
we hold on? I'll explain. Your argument presupposes that D
Uh-huh.
doggone uh is above base doggone, but that's assuming like
Well, no,
presupposing.
okay, no,
Wait,
wait, okay, hold up. You're saying I'm
well,
presupposing. I can give
I'm not
reasoning
finished.
right now.
I'm not finished. I know you're
Well,
gonna use the whole Gojo thing.
you're making a claim on something that I did, but
Hold on. Yo, you're gonna bring the Gojo thing that domain amps you. I do agree that domain amps you,
yeah, answer your stats.
yeah, it amps your stats, right? But he's
Hmm.
losing curse energy that we can't account for. So how would you be
Yeah,
like? How
yeah,
would you
okay,
say that
okay.
he's still at that same level? If you're gonna
There's
be like,
no
oh, we have no, go on.
your argument is still presupposing the fact that this CE that is lost is significant to the point where we could say, oh yeah, well, you know, his durability might be lower than in base. Like what's the reasoning that we
Yeah,
could
it
say
might.
that the CE loss is
The,
significant to the
that's
point
the
where he
truth though.
loses durability?
It might. Hold on, dude. The whole claim that it might and the argument that it might
Hmm.
is a valid argument. I'm not saying that he
You're
is.
just saying that it's
I'm saying
possible, right?
hold on. Yeah, basically,
Okay.
it's equal. Like
I
yeah,
think it's unlikely for that to be the case.
unlikely. Why? That's why
Hmm.
I bought. I already
I
said
think
that
it's
you can't.
okay. Yeah. So you're just saying that it's possible that this loss of C leads to decrease in durability, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it can lead to a decrease in. Yeah. Uh huh.
So I'm saying right, and
Hmm.
your reasoning to that was that just because there is some loss of C.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's.
Mhm. So the first problem that I have with that is that you
Uh
still
huh.
haven't proven why
Hold.
that loss of C
Okay.
is
This
significant,
is
right?
this
And
is.
I know,
Oh
yeah,
my god.
you want me
Go on.
to provide as to why it wouldn't be, right?
Not really. Actually, yeah. If you can, apart from, I don't know how you would be apart from you saying that there isn't a reason or like leaning
Well,
towards an
yeah, yeah.
argument from
Well,
ignorance.
we dictate, right? I'm saying there's no indication to say that because
And then
usually when
it goes either way, bro. That's the problem.
what do you mean
But
it goes either way?
it
Are you
goes
trying to
either.
say
No,
that?
no, hold
Are you
on.
trying to say
Look,
that I can't
how
prove
can I
that it
describe
isn't
this?
significant?
Hold on. Oh yeah, basically it goes either way, both
Okay,
sides.
okay, okay. So
But
what I'm
what it
saying
hurts
is,
is your scaling, because that's what you're the one that's saying you're saying probably is this case. You're not saying it could it might. You're saying
yeah.
probably
So
is this.
yeah, let me explain. Let me explain.
Uh-huh.
So basically, the reason as to why this would be unlikely, why this CE loss would be unlikely to lead to a durability decrease, is because first of all, there's no indication that this CE is draining him to the point
Argument from
where
ignorance.
hold up. No. The absence of
Yes, it
evidence
is.
is not the same as the evidence of absence. So let me finish
Yes,
my
that's what
argument.
you're.
So
Yes,
the
you
first
literally just said that. Yes,
hold up. Let me
that's
finish. Let me finish.
okay. Continue.
The first thing that I need to bring up is that this was significant and it hurt Dogon, then he wouldn't have used it later on in the fight, because later on in the fight when he's fighting, he's up the fact that he's gonna use it again. The can't attack, which is so if it
Okay,
did
so
use it to a certain like to the super
do you?
disadvantageous for
Uh
Dogon,
huh.
it wouldn't make sense for
Do
him to
you?
use it
Uh
again.
huh.
It's also not a
No.
max
Do you think?
technique,
No,
so
no. Hold
it's
on.
not using that
You're
much CE.
shotgunning. You're
It's not
shotgunning.
using that much CE.
You're shotgunning. You're shotgunning. Why
Okay,
you stop
then
shotgunning? Stop shotgunning. All right. So yeah. So I don't know why you're trying to act like I'm saying that he's like 10% of his powers is significantly weakened. I'm just saying that he's weakened, right? And why this matters is because okay, let's say base Doggin has stats of 8, right? And then domain is literally just it just amps himself by like it gets him to a 9. He'll still be stronger based off that, but
are you trying to
imagine
say
if
that the increase is
I'm not even
insignificant?
finished. I'm not even finished. I'm not even. I let you speak.
You're no,
I
because you're
let you.
making claims
I
already.
let. Hold on. I'm attacking one point. So
Okay,
why you not
then
let
go
me
ahead.
speak?
Continue.
Okay. Cause and then after, so where was I going? And then after he loses this energy, right, and it puts him down to a 6 point. It brings him down to a 6.5, which is still slightly below his base state. So well, I'm not saying that he's at this level where he can't fight effectively. I'm just saying that he's at this level we don't know, and you can't account for to say that he's greater than to say that Maki, due to him hurting him, would be greater than Nanami when he doesn't isn't able. And here's the thing about Nanami, right? He never hits him with in the critical point of his curse technique. That's the
Who,
problem. So
Nanami?
yeah.
Nanami
Oh, yeah,
does
it's
hit him. He
critical
hits
thing.
base dog and he does nothing.
No, I'm saying like the critical point on Dogon. So it's
Yeah.
like you know how
He
Rachel.
uses ratio on Dogon and he does nothing. He literally does no damage.
Yeah, but do you know like there's critical points in people's bodies and stuff? He doesn't
Yes, yeah,
hit normal
that's what I'm
critical point.
saying. When he uses ratio, that's what he's
Oh my.
doing, and he uses it on Dogon, and Dogon does not get injured, and
You,
that's
you
base
know
Dogon.
he doesn't hold on. He doesn't use it on his critical point.
Prove that. What the fuck?
Okay, so you know how the ratio point is how can I describe it? It's like how they describe the ratio point as is like on a 10 scale and it's like a 6 or 4 something, and he has to hit on that type of scale for it to work, right?
Mhm.
You want me to get the scans?
He
All right.
forces a weak point, and that's what he hits with
Mm-hmm.
ratio. So when he uses
Yeah,
ratio, he
the
is
seven.
forcing a weak point.
Hold on. Yeah, a weak point on Dogon's body, right? And then we look at the 7-3 or 6-4 ratio, right? He doesn't hit on that 7th point.
Are you trying to say it's throughout the whole body?
Hmm.
Are you trying to say that
Yeah,
it's throughout the whole body?
it's throughout the thing that he's trying to hit, basically.
Yeah. So he forces a weak point, right? He creates the weak point, and that's what he strikes. So whenever he's using ratio, there is
Hold on.
already a weak point,
But
and that's what he strikes for. So for him to miss it,
okay,
it's
so
like you
hold on.
have it's like if you're in a range, right? And you see this red sign, it doesn't make sense for you to miss the red sign. No, When he uses ratio, he goes for the red sign. So when he uses ratio, that's what he's doing.
Hold on.
It's
I'll
similar to
explain to you. I'll
Mahito.
explain to you. Hold
Mahito
on. I'll
puts up his
explain to you.
arm and he
Hold
still
on. I'll
hits
explain
them.
to you. Hold on. I'll explain to you. Hold on. Let me get. I was looking at the
Because he
scans before.
forcibly creates it.
Hold on. You know why I have reasons to believe that he didn't hit him with the ratios that when he does hit him with the ratio, right? Even like he still or he hits him to the point where he lands on the ratio, is there's a white splatter on the technique and it doesn't occur for Dargon. So that implies that he didn't. So you see first when he hits Nanami, there's a white splatter on that 7.3 point. You see that point there's a white splatter, but
Hold on.
then
Send
on
the
the
scans that you're talking about. Oh, you already
look,
said my fault.
yeah. And the other thing, I can send you scan for consistency, so you can't only just say that, oh, this is just 1 point. Look at this, but hold on, let me send. I'll send you another one. This is when he successfully uses his thing. There's a white splatter again, and so it's consistent that there's a when he uses the 7.3 thing and it works, goes through. There's a white splatter, but then on Dargon it doesn't occur. So it could be like it could be like.
Hold on. Let me get you an instance. Hold up.
I can show you more if you want, just to add more consistency.
Yeah, I don't think that necessarily entails him
I'm
not
not
hitting
saying it
the weak point
necessarily
because
does. I'm not saying it necessarily. I'm saying probably does. Nothing's necessary in fiction.
I know you're trying to make the probable case, but I'm saying there's
Yeah.
other instances too where that doesn't
Okay.
happen and he does hit it. So I'm
Okay.
getting
So
that
we
right
have.
now. So I'm just giving an equal interpretation.
Do you realize what the? Okay. Just I'm not gonna like try and shotgun you, but go ahead. Bro, don't tell me I ain't got has, bro. Any of you guys reacting and shit like that, you try to throw 5 punch combos and see whether you're still like having the breath. Like, oh my gosh, you guys will start huffing and puffing and dying and shit.
I don't know, man. My stamina kind of crazy.
Vice, stay dick riding. Hold on, stay dick riding. Hold on, holy shit. Lazy drinking a dub. Yeah, lazy. How does Vice sound? God. Bro,
Oh
Nolo,
my
what are you
fault.
talking about?
Look,
I would
look,
chat the
look,
fuck
look.
out of you.
Mr. Mad Skiller, it's not my fault. I gotta spit when niggas need to spit.
Oh
Right?
my god, nigga, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Anyways, we've heard enough of that.
Hold on, I'm grabbing some scans from the Mahito fight. Okay, and all you're saying is just the white splatter is just the indication of it hitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing that we need to know that. I think as long as we have the little
Do you
like
have
division
do you have
little
the scans
thingies.
that you're referring to?
Yeah. It's literally when he's introducing the technique. There's no white splatter yet. He does hit the weak point. So I think this is more of an indication that we need those
What
like
chapter was
little
this?
line thingies rather than the white stuff. This is chapter 20, page 3.
Let me look at that real quick because I'm
And
pretty
also,
sure
I just don't
that
think
this
I don't
was
think there's a
before.
time where he uses it and it doesn't work. I don't think that would make sense. I do think the clear indicator is just seeing the actual like ratio itself, not the white splatter. Because I mean, and also on Dogon's arm, we do see splatter. It's just black.
No, it's not. It's, you know there's like a visually amount of difference between the two. The
Well,
black
okay,
thing,
it's the
I
same.
thought the
It's the
black
same as
thing.
the fish
Hold on.
one.
No, hold on. I thought the black thing was more of like blood rather than
I thought so too, but there's just no blood coming off of Dogon, and then Nanami says he
Yeah,
does
but
no damage.
it's not the same as the white thing. Hold on, I'll explain.
Well, I
You
think the
know,
splatter within
hold on,
itself is still an indication, and it's the
hold
same
on. You
as
know, hold on.
yeah, yeah.
No, hold on. Before I get to that point, you know the big difference between the things that you're contesting with the other three scan that show to show consistency is that one is in the perception of all the weak spots that we have, right? And all the not the ones that he hit yet, all the weak spot that we have that he was going to hit, but then we see a skip to the point of the aftermath where his legs are broken and stuff. We don't see the contact. There's no contact when Nanami does it on the whatever that thing is or the horse or whatever, right? There's no contact that we see like from the whole thing. When we actually see him hitting is like at the point of the contact rather than the aftermath, right? Like
Well,
so
what do you are you
it
trying to
wouldn't
say?
contest
Like it doesn't show the hit, just what happens after?
afterwards.
We see the hit when he hits Mahito's arm.
Yeah, and then and what happens to Mahito's? And then we see the splatter there. Look.
Yeah, well, the difference with Dogon is that Dogon is has significant CE, so it would explain as to why it seems as if it didn't work, but in reality, he just tanks it. That's the whole point of Dogon. He has this tremendous CE and he has tremendous health. Because
No, I don't.
after
The
this,
whole,
it explains as to why Nanami is like, oh shit. He's like, I did no damage, or rather, he has boundless HP. And we know Nanami's technique is more effective via curse energy. So if someone has lower curse energy, then it's stronger, and if it has higher, then it's stronger. My bad, I said that the other way around. If he has more CE, then it wouldn't be as effective.
Was that that was the? I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure that's never stated.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Go to chapter 20 when he kills like the horse thing. It's at the
Oh yeah, yeah.
beginning of that when he's explaining the technique.
Hold on. No, he doesn't really say that, but I can get the implication. But he doesn't say that. He just says, "I'm able to inflict significant damage on stronger adversaries." That's literally what he says. Um, he
No,
doesn't say
read the
that.
thing after that. It's on the left
Okay,
too.
what does it say? Okay, the left against a opponent with a weak curse energy, I can cleave them even with this dull blade. What does
So
he
that's
say?
why that random curse he just like cut him through. But as opposed to Dogon, he does use his ratio, but Dogon has so much C and he's much more stronger. It doesn't do anything.
Do you know like what I'm trying to do you know what I was trying to say with the whole thing? I'm saying that the thing didn't work on Dogon due to the lack of those white things and stuff
Yeah,
that indicate
and I
that indicate that the sea has I mean the curse technique has successfully gone through and stuff.
mhm.
So you try to say that it doesn't have to be like that, but you didn't prove that. But so
I showed an instance where it doesn't show that and it still happens. And I tell you that
yeah, I
rather than
already
that,
dismissed.
we use the sign as an indication of ratio. And then I explained, I gave more substantiation. I said there's the black sparks, and I explained as to why it seems as if it didn't work on Dogon because of his immense HP and
Hold
whatever.
on,
So I mean,
hold on.
I think we could just conclude on this.
I don't think okay. So just like because I think I didn't really respond to the black marks point. The black mark point is basically okay. He creates a weakness, right?
Mhm.
It creates a weakness, and you have to hit the part where the weakness of the part. Okay, so if Doggin is fast enough to quickly evade that, right? He won't be able to hit the weakness point. Even if he knows where the weakness part is, you still have to be fast enough to
Uh,
get to that point. So the
if
whole black
that's
line
the
thing,
case,
the whole black line thing doesn't really matter. It's about whether you hit that weak spot. And we know when you hit that weak spot, you have the white things. And then with Doggin, it's just it's not there.
yeah.
So it just
So
implies that
you're saying that, and my bad for cutting you off. I kind of get the
it's
point that
cool.
you're getting. So
It's
you're
cool,
saying
it's
that
cool.
he like blocked before he could hit it.
Yeah, he could have, yeah, basically.
Oh,
That's what
then
I'm trying to, that's what
if that's the case, then that also means that Mahito blocked it in that panel too, because he's also blocking the technique.
Hold on,
Yet we still see that it works because he cut off. He
hold on. But
basically cut off his arm.
the weak spot would be the arms then.
Okay, then I could just
For
say that about
Mahito.
Dogon too, because he's
Okay,
literally blocking.
wait, prove that. Prove that's his weak
Yeah,
spot. Is his
I'm just using the same evidence as you, unless you're saying that it doesn't prove
No,
it,
but
which
you're,
means
you're
that your claim
assuming.
doesn't get proven either.
Hold on. You're assuming that the weak spot is his arms. I'm just saying because we know that the different types of weak spot.
Okay,
There's
hold
the
on,
leg.
Matt,
Hold on,
the
hold on,
thing
hold
is,
on, hold on,
the
hold
thing
on, hold
is,
on, hold on, hold on,
hold on,
hold on,
hold
hold
on,
on,
hold on.
hold on, hold on.
Yeah, yeah, you can go, bro,
The
you can
the
go.
different types of weak spot. We see indications of this. The different types of weak spot, and it's not even like a whole place. It's a certain point. So if let's say dog dodges that slightly, right? There are two different types of, like just from like the animation wise, there are two different types of places. Where where Nanami lands. Nanami lands differently to where he lands on Dargon. So there are two different type of places. It just depends on what. It just depends. It just depends on like what certain spot it is for the person. Just because it's the you think it's the arms, it doesn't lead to that. It's not the case. I don't know how to really
Well, what you were
rhetorically
saying is,
like.
that there's a weak spot on Dogon. Nanami tries to hit it. Dogon blocks, so he didn't hit the weak spot. But it's the same case for Mahito. He's attacking Mahito when he's trying to hit it. Mahito blocks, yet it's still effective. So this proves that all he has to do is just hit. It's
I
not
just
on a
no.
specific area.
No, it is on a specific area. That's why it's called the 7.3 ratio. Why? That's why they indicate what point the weak point. This is a point. It's
Yeah,
a specific area.
you're trying to
Like
say the point was at some point that wasn't at their arm. So if Dogon blocked it, then he wasn't hitting that. But then I could just apply the same thing to the Mahito case, where let's say if he was trying to hit him, like we apply the same scenario there, and Mahito does block, he just blocks the attack, but it still works. So you trying to use
I,
that to debunk my feat doesn't work.
I already said that the two places that they hit each other are different, and it's just the point that Dog. I already said that. Okay, so this thing creates a weak spot, right? When he's loading into the wherever attack he is, right? It creates a weak spot. He has to get to that weak spot. If Mahito, if Dogman like slightly moved to the edge or slightly moved away or turned around or something, right? Because before like Nanami, before what you call it, before Nanami's going to hit Dogon, he's like faced around. He hasn't put his hand up. Then we see the thing. Then he puts his hand up. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, okay, before that, he's already looking at the weak spot. Then Dogon puts his arm up. So that like cancels like out his entire thing for the CT. But then with Mahito, it would just be the very case that when his hands are up, the weak spot is already at his hands. So at this
Okay,
point, you can.
like
Okay.
I'll say again, it's the same case because Mahito has to move his arms to block that attack. So if you're just saying the weak spot is in his arms, and that's why he was able to chop off his arms, I'll just apply that same evidence, that same reasoning for Dogon, or we could just say that the weak spot is just whenever he just hits. Because if you're just
No,
saying
I
that it's
already.
on a certain weak spot, and then if they block the attack before it gets to that weak spot, it doesn't apply, then that means it wouldn't have worked on Mahito, but we saw that it does. So
The
that
two
wouldn't be
different
the case.
scenarios. I already gave the argument from consistency that this is what normally happens when he hits successfully does the weak spot. I don't see how you have countered that. The only thing that you used was the whole Doug thing, and so this point was just to really just show that okay, with his regular AP isn't really like enough to go like override Dogger's durability. But then we know a certain thing where with his CT he's above that. What was this? But then the most important thing was that you couldn't prove that. This was kind of like a tangent point a little bit, but the whole point was that you were trying to say that Maki scales above him in AP. So we should really get back to that. And do
Yeah,
you
I mean
think that you already
we should
provided?
just. Oh yeah, my
Do you
bad.
think that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think? Yeah. Do you think like you already? Do you think you have anything to add on to the whole Maki thing? or not, or do we just want to like have to like conclude on a point? And then I have a little bit of more thing to like say.
Well, we
Uh,
we went into like you saying that D dog on us and above base. We kind of went over that a bit, and then
you know
I
when
just kinda,
I don't know how you're interpreting this, but I'm not saying that like because I feel like that's like what's like confusing you in the sense that you're saying that I'm saying oh he's base doggone is like above D doggone isn't. I'm saying that he uses curse energy, right? And then that's like the market that attacks that Dargon is post all those things. It's post him using his powers, his curse energy powers, right? Removing his curse energy. And then for you to say that after he removes that curse energy from his body, he'll still be not even at the same level, just like still above, is like how you need to that's just like an extraordinary claim. You need to
I
kind of
get
like
what you're saying with the whole thing with like I can't assert that his durability is higher than base or whatever, and I feel
yeah.
like I already substantiated as to why I can and why we can't say yeah
I
this
think
character is higher than this thing. I
I,
already went on that.
I think the
Uh,
best thing we can do is just leave the feet like basically null in the sense that oh we can't not everything in fiction has to come to like there has to be a discern there has to be like a definitive answer. Sometimes we can just not know a certain thing and that's fine.
Yeah, I never said that we can't just not know something, but
You
I already
niggas are
explained as to
nerds.
why.
You niggas are nerds. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Is that
Hell,
project? Okay, so
that is
like
project. That is project. So
yeah,
listen,
so
listen. You are
yeah,
Listen, you
so
guys are
ass at
nerds,
debating right
bro.
now.
You guys are so
Listen,
ass at doing it, guys.
you guys don't know how to debate, bro. Let me show you how to debate, okay? So who
wait,
am I
project.
debating right now?
Wait.
So who am I debating right now?
Can someone mute project? He's being a weirdo.
Yeah, mute project. Anyways, where is this nigga? Who am I debating again? I forgot. Uh,
Wait,
hold on.
what's this nigga's fucking name? I need to eat this
I don't
guy.
know what my name is. Honest, I don't know, man. I don't
Wait,
know.
what's
I don't know. I don't know what my name is, bro. I don't know.
is it reasonable doubt? Okay,
Yes.
let's carry on, lazy. All
All
right,
right, yeah, what
so
you got it? So damn.
all right, we
Yeah,
have
what you got
the
it?
whole unknown thing. We don't have to know. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. So I feel as if I already justified as to why we can't say that he's above. Then right after that, we just talked about like the ratio stuff, right? Because I was gonna explain the feats,
Wait, are
and
you
then you're
referring
like,
to the things that you said before? Like
right
you
before
already
we got into the
justified it?
ratio stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would like
I feel like I give
kind
enough
of
reasoning to counter your point.
Yeah, yeah. I already you realize what I said. I said that what you're saying is based on argument from ignorance, and then you were like absence of evidence isn't like blah blah blah. But then I
Yeah,
was saying
yeah.
yeah.
And then
I
I
need to
further
like go.
explained what I meant by that.
Yeah.
Like
What did you
I
say when
further
you started
justify
explaining
it.
that? What did you say? Because I feel
Uh,
like you're just an argument for repetition or just circular. You're just going back to what you're already trying to prove or justify.
no, I said it would make sense if like this thing
Mhm.
was so disadvantageous for him to use it again because he said he was going to use it again. I
Yeah.
also
You
said
know what?
that I
Hold
also
on. You
said
know.
that it shouldn't be anything significant because it isn't a max
Hold on.
technique, so it's less likely
Yeah.
for it to be
You know.
significant.
Like what I said about the disadvantageous thing. I was like, I'm not saying that when he loses that curse energy, like he's at a point, or he could be at a point where he's not effective in battle. He very well could be effective in battle. It's just that it could just be the case that okay, if once he loses that curse energy, because it's a variable that we have to kind of look at, because he just spammed out like a lot of curse energy to me, like, and then okay, so base dog on 7, him, domain dog on 8. Then you remove that, then he's at a 6.5. I'm not saying, but
Yeah.
then at that
Okay. Okay.
6.5, he can still be effective in battle. You wouldn't like I don't know what's okay. So do you have anything to say to that apart from
Well,
what you said
okay.
before?
I would just kind of like to leave it at that because I mean we're just kind of
All
going
right,
back on stuff that was already
all right.
argued, but
So one one more
just to
thing I
go
wanted.
over
All right,
just to go over with that real quick, what you just said, Matt, is
all
that
right.
I mean if you're saying like I said, I felt like you couldn't prove that the sea loss was significant, so I said that. I mean you had no like reason whatever I already said. I already gave reason as to why it's unlikely for that to be the case.
The significant thing is down is basically synonymous when you're saying the disadvantage thing. Like it's just the argument goes.
No.
Yeah, because when you
Well,
said
I mean,
disadvantage,
it doesn't
you mean
matter. I mean, we already argued over that, so there's
okay.
no need for
So
us to like,
uh,
oh, you said this, I said this.
all right. So
So,
you I
and then the
have
ratio
one more
stuff, you
question.
just want to like leave it at that. Like we just leave
Yeah,
like whatever is
yeah,
argued.
yeah. I was gonna like add into because we have went on all these 2 points. The whole point of me saying I'm going back to the point of where I was saying that Nanami he has the feats. So you know when what's his name? Dogen uses those Shinigami things or whatever.
Yeah.
At least we could say that PC Maki and Nanami at least. I think why I say at least is because I think Nanami is significantly much weaker than Maki when he's at that state. Is that they're able to do the same amount of damage or same amount of damage to the Shikigami. PC Maki is able to split to destroy it. Nanami is able to destroy it. So from this,
Are you trying to correlate that to them having relative AP?
yes, but that's a very weak anatomy. I think so. It would just be, it will even like,
Well,
yeah,
well, okay. This is all like if whether or not you won like the whole like doggone share whatever. I mean,
I think
I
this
feel like
adds
that's
on to
kind
it.
of
Don't you kind of think that adds on to it? I don't think it will be kind of like,
what.
how can I say, really contentious. Like if
Well, I
this
mean,
thing is like,
them
the gate,
performing a similar like feat. Like for example, if
hmm
let's say a boxing, right? Let's say
yeah,
fucking you and Bubbles get on the ring, right? And y'all just like see who
hmm
knocks out who first, right? And then first punch, you go for Bubbles, and then you just fucking knock him out, right? You knock him out. So
you
then
can't,
day passes
hmm
by, and then he gets recovered or whatever, and then fucking
hmm
goddamn Simo comes up, and then he also knocks out Bubbles. Then that
yeah.
doesn't mean that you guys
Well,
don't
Yes,
it's
have
not,
the same AP. You
sir.
can still be stronger than the other person. I don't see how
I
them doing the
mean,
same thing
a
means that they
knockout.
have same AP.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying, but it's like a knockout isn't the same as showing destructive damage. Like, how would we gauge somebody has
Uh,
a certain amount? Hold on. How would we gauge a person has a certain amount of force? If you want to say somebody's like, somebody punches, and you would say that they're trying like they're putting an amount of effort. It's not like they're not putting an amount of effort, right? They put an amount of effort, punch a wall. Someone puts the amount of effort, punch the wall. We look at the two destructive things, and then we gauge upon their power, and or like what they do. It's not the same. To the
well,
point
yeah.
for the knockout. If somebody else tried, right? Somebody else tried. The two people that knocked out, whatever you said, they tried and they knocked out the person. You would say that they definitely have same amount of power, unless there's something that shows otherwise. For example, unless that he knocks out a bigger person or a stronger person, then it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so what I was gonna say was that the whole difference to that, which I mean, I could care less for that, because then if I were to prove right, if I were to win the point that Domain Dogon is above, and then Maki could hurt him, then that would be something that proves that she's above Nanami in terms of AP. Because I also assuming that I won the ratio point too. Like let's say I won that, right? Let's say boom, Nanami uses ratio, he can't hurt base Dogon. Domain Dogon is above base, and then Maki can hurt him, then we already have something to be like, oh, okay, well, that person is above the other person by a clear amount. So that's what I'm saying. Like right now, we kind of have to rely on those old points. So if you want, we can just kind of
mm.
leave it on
But
this.
here's the problem. I think that's like you saying I think the thing about that, I feel like the whole Hishikimami like scale above himself.
The Shikigami skill above Dagon.
Yeah, dog on himself. Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because you know in character Dogon's like this character that puts a amount of power into to attacking someone and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
how can I describe this? Uh, he fights. The like Dogon's the type of person that fights using a certain power that he feels that is kind of needed for a battle. So or like that's kind of useful like in like how can I describe this? Like when he uses Shikami, he's able to um her doesn't he take off Nobito's arm or something? He takes off Nobito's arm and shit like
Yeah,
that
this form does.
with the with his Shikigami, and he scratches out Nanumi's eyes or whatever, and he's actually able to pierce he's actually able to pierce Maki's shoulders, but then when he does when he does it himself and stuff, like there isn't an apparent physical injury upon those opponents, you know.
Well,
So
like I said, I was gonna bring up a point of how this is kind of reliant on the ratio point and whatever. How like Nanami can't hurt base Dogon, but a weaker Nanami can like kill a Shikigami. But there's another point where Dogon's strongest Shikigami gets one-shotted, yet he has to like Dogon has to sharpen Playful Cloud and like stab Dogon a bunch of times to kill him. So that would just prove Dogon being above his Shikigami.
Repeat those things again.
Yeah, do you want me to go like the Nanami stuff too, or just the second stuff?
No, just the thing, because I wasn't listening.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah, just like the two things that, because I'm pretty sure you said the whole, you have to stop and say it again.
Yeah, so like with the point, if I won the ratio point, whatever, then Nanami can kill the Shikigami, but a weaker Nanami can kill a Shikigami, but a stronger Nanami can't hurt base Dogon. And another thing is that Dogon's strongest Shikigami gets one-shotted by Toji, but then when Toji pulls up on Dogon, he has to stab him multiple times and hit him multiple times with Playful Cloud to kill him.
Yeah, so I guess so. I guess this is evidence on one side that points to the fact that he's strong. So I guess it'll be like kind of contingent on what we said. But
Yeah.
to finish this one final point, the whole AP point, I just want to say, do you think that, just to get like a final answer, if Nanami lands on Maki, he damages her?
I mean, we would have to go down some like durability scaling, but if you want to say Newton's third law, then no.
No, I don't think it's like, the thing about Maki is like this, right? Due to the durability,
I mean, I also think she's faster, but that's
yeah. Hold on. We'll get to the whole speed thing, because I think that's what's really reliant on this whole we win stuff. But what I was saying about the whole durability and whether Nanami Nancy can hurt Maki or whatever, right? So the whole Newton's third law isn't applicable here, because if somebody holds a knife or a stick, hits you, right, and damages you, right, it doesn't mean that you can't damage them back just because they did more damage than you were using a knife, because they have this factor of where they put the force in a certain amount of point, or focus in a certain amount of point that gives them more AP. So with Maki, she uses that Playful Cloud, right? And then Playful Cloud is like if I'm not mistaken, is like a grade 1 or special grade curse tool, and it has a certain amount of potency and curse and CE on like.
No. The difference about Playful Cloud is that it does not have a curse technique or curse energy. It relies purely on the user's strength. So it would correlate back to durability.
The strength means like the AP and stuff. So what I'm saying,
here, can I send you the panel where they explain it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It says that it's not like imbued with like a CT. It's not like, it doesn't have like a special power. It's just like raw stuff, but it does still have a type of potency. It does still have curse energy.
What do you mean by?
It still has
energy?
I'm
pretty sure
it's
just stated that it just has no curse energy, no CT.
No,
that's
it doesn't.
Why it's just solely on the depending on the
wielder's. That would be weird as fuck. Because it would be kind of weird if that was the case. If it doesn't have any.
Here, I think, isn't there a fanbook scan for that?
If there is, then okay. But like obviously the Playful Cloud will depend on someone's strength. If Toji uses it compared to, I don't know, fucking he's a weaker character than Toji.
Like Megami?
Megami. Of course he's gonna do more damage because he already has more AP than him. So he's gonna add.
Okay, we know both Maki and Toji are reliant on physical strength, and Playful Cloud is just a physical strength thing, and he's able to overpower her just with strength. And she says, "Oh, I lost in a battle of strength."
that point is not relevant to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he's adding on his physical strength or his strength to the playful cloud. So it being reliant on that it just means that whoever has more physical strength will do more damage with the already potent.
Yeah, hold up,
curse tool.
man. Looking scans. Yeah, I knew there was a
Okay,
fanbook for
okay.
that.
So boasting special effects and immense power, tools possession from
It
you in
has
terms
no
of money.
special effects, and it
Yeah,
just
it has no.
maximizes
Yeah,
the user's physical strength.
okay, that's what I'm saying. Look. It has no special effects because it's not imbued by a curse technique. You know, curse techniques they be weird, like Nanami's curse technique, Gojo's curse
First,
technique. They're
do
not
you
raw
see
power,
to get
but
curse technique?
it's
And if
still,
it doesn't
yeah,
have,
hold on.
Mhm.
You still, it's like a cake. A curse technique is like a cake. You have an application of curse curse energy plus some weird bullshit. But then in this case, it still has this shit still has curse energy. It's just that it doesn't have some weird fucked up
I
like
mean,
orthodox ability.
the whole emphasis on playful cloud is it's solely just a strength thing. So for it to have curse energy, it just wouldn't make sense, especially how they
It
emphasize,
would.
oh, there's
It
no
would
special
because
effects, and
hold
it's
on,
just strength. So
I'll send you this. Hold on, I'll send you this. Because you know when Maki uses Playful Cloud before this, right? She uses it against
yeah, she used
um
it again. Hanami.
Hanami. Hanami, yeah. So I guess when she was about to use this is what to describe it as. Hold on. Let me see what I can find that scan. Yeah, chapter 43, by the way, if you so this is literally like narrating on what is happening. And they say curse tools, weapons in which blah blah blah, and they said we saw blah blah based on power policy, the higher the greater advantage battle. So they talk about this. They talk about the curse tool, like they talk about curse tools, like right after Maki like holds onto it. So it's just implying that um that it's a curse tool that is still a curse tool, just that it doesn't have this like weird curse. It's like if somebody was to have like a different curse technique of curse tool apart from like playful cloud or like the rope thing, that they would still have potency. They will still have power from it or gain power from it, or whatever AP wise, and they will still have this weird ability. But with just the special grade thing, it's just relying on like power. It's just solely power. It doesn't have any of those weird special abilities and shit. No.
And wait, you're just trying to say this for the like durability stuff?
No, I'm just trying to say that I'm trying to say add this to the whole argument that it's not something that amps your durability. It's just like AP type shit. Like if you had a knife, if you punch someone in the face with a knife, I mean, if you punch someone in the stomach with your fist compared with a knife, that shit would do much, much less damage
Um,
due to like, uh-huh.
I'll just agree to that. That's fine. Actually, yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I think
So
we
I
can
think
just go over the
speed,
other shit later.
yes, I think speed is the thing that, because I'm not gonna sit here
Yeah.
and just say that fucking, oh, if Maki tried to hit Nanami, that shit would do no damn. No, that's stupid as fuck. Okay, it's
Yeah,
relying
yeah.
on speed, and for speed, I think Nanami's like faster than Maki. Do you want me to start with speed scaling, or you want to start since you already started um with your AP? Because I have
Well,
arguments for why Nanami's faster and why he would be more likely to tag
I feel
Maki
like I
first
feel like we
before.
should leave this up to be judged
Hmm.
first, and then whoever just like wins this shit, it's just gonna be easier because then all we'd have to do is just like argue over speed, and that's it. But I feel like a lot.
Okay,
I mean,
so
at least for me, a lot of the stuff is reliant
no, okay.
on the
So
AP scaling. So
do you want the judges to give their opinion now?
yeah, yeah. Or like
Ah,
whenever, if they don't want to give right now, they can just judge off
don't
recording. I
worry.
was
We
recording.
can off. Hold on,
So
Bubbles.
you're
If
fine with ending
you're,
it off right here?
huh?
You fine with ending it off right here?
Sure, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So what you call it. So we'll leave all this up now, like everything that we said now, to be judged. And then next time, once like this part is judged, then do you just want to do the speed point?
Do you don't want to continue it now, or you have somewhere to go or something? Like,
I would just prefer for it to be judged the AP stuff first, because I just don't want like all this thing that we have reliant on to like add on more to the other stuff, the other points. I feel like it'd be way better if we could just be fresh on, we know who won this, who won that, and then just kind of argue fresh from the speed point.
I mean, sure, if that's like what makes you comfortable, sure. I don't.
Here, Daddy. I really, really miss you.
Simo says finish this shit. I just like, it's the speed point. I don't know, man. Like, that shit is just one more point. Like, we're not talking about anything else, just the speed. Like, this shit has progressed nicely compared to other debates.
I mean, with the speed stuff, I would just say it's just relying on if Dogon is above base, because I think Dogon is increased in speed and whatever, and then Maki's able to like kind of pressure him, and then yeah, and then like she's able to force him to block, and then with Dogon and Nanami, base Dogon is like fucking reacting to Nanami even while he's like frozen and stuff.
I'll just say that not fucking Nanami, he has speed scaling of, like, it's just implied in the battle. Like, even during like you see like even during like the battle in his domain, he states that Maki is the weakest. And I think that PC doesn't amp speed or durability, only AP, so it will still apply to PC Maki. He says that he's the weakest, she's the weakest, and that's after. Yeah, so then so Nanami will be above.
Well, first of all, that PC Maki, I do think it's well, at least just the AP increase, and I also think Dogon underestimates people without CE. And after he calls her weak, he kicks her, and she was able to react and block it. And then he starts to take her serious, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Like he gives her respect.
Okay, so
he kind of treats her on the same level as like Naomi and them.
We'll get to the whole kick thing, then the curse energy thing. The whole kick thing, is that like you trying to say that? Do you think she actually reacted to him, or she already put her hand before that point?
I think she actually reacted to him.
Yeah, let me see, because
she was being held down by sharks. He pulls up behind her, and then all we see the next panel, like she's like busy with the sharks or whatever, and then the next panel she has to like turn around and then block him, and then she like gets fucking flown, and then she comes back, and then she's like flexing.
The way I remember that scene is that we don't get a panel between the time frame of Dalgan traveling from way behind her to her like at that point. So so how I looked at it is like before that she could have already put that up. It's not like I don't think there's a panel that shows that prior like an inches or like a mere before, like even like a certain distance amount, or where you can be like, oh yeah, they're relative, that she puts the hand up. So if Dalgan's already
I'm not even trying to say that they're relative off of that. I was just saying that after that kick, he starts to take a more serious.
The kick doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no. It was just kind of explaining the situation.
Oh, so the situation of he takes her more seriously?
Yeah, because he underestimates her at first because she has little to no CE, and he takes people that have little to no CE.
Underrates her.
As a joke.
Why does he underrate her?
Because she has little to no CE.
Does he ever state that, or it's just based on her being weak?
No. The reason for that is when Toji pulls up. Wait, hold on. Let me because you guys missed what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? When Toji pulls up, he's like, "Oh shit, he has no CE. Like, what a waste of time." And he underestimates him just because he has like no CE.
Let me see. But then you see how those things are kind of like different. It's more of like him. He's basically making a claim based on how I'm like understanding that. It's basically him making a claim on Toji without seeing him in combat. But once he sees him in combat,
after.
but after he sees him in combat, he respects him you know, and he respects him, and then he decides to use all these powers. So it's basically him
After,
not being.
Mhm.
Go on.
I mean, yeah, it's still something that he underestimates and he thinks is
Mhm.
someone that's
But
weak, because even after that, he gets his ass beat, and then he's like, "Am I really losing to someone with no CE?" He takes it as kind of like a joke. Like he doesn't think people
nah, he's
without
not.
CE
I
can be
don't think he's
strong.
joking. It's more like he's at all. You know,
In
it's
the
kind of like, did I
in
really?
the beginning, he says that he's like, what a joke, or what a waste of
Yeah,
time.
yeah. But
He
the
doesn't
whole
value
that.
people with
Hold on, hold
CE.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. That point when he says that he's a joke is because he thinks that like um he hasn't seen him do any type of like physical task, right? He hasn't seen him run. After
Mhm.
he sees him, after he gets beat up, he chooses to, you know, after he has some stats in his like, he can actually like verify that shit. He has verification from stats, punches. He's like, yeah, I'm going to use this, my strongest Shinigami now, or
Yeah, yeah.
Shikigami or whatever, right? But
It
then,
would be the
but
same
then,
as to
and
Maki.
yeah, yeah, and he sees Maki though. That's the thing. He sees Maki. He feels Maki. He looks at her speed. He sees her. You know. So then we know off him seeing
I mean,
stuff, come to
he
a
also
conclusion.
sees
But then
Toji
he
like
still.
overpower Maki too.
And
Like
okay,
if we want to
how?
take those little things into account,
I mean, okay,
then he also saw Toji.
okay. I thought, but that Toji. You think Toji just like wanted to like fucking blitz Maki? He just did enough to just get the shit out of her. That shit that he did
I mean
didn't have to be
I
enough
mean,
to.
I don't care if he wanted to blitz Maki or not. It's still something that he did an
Uh,
action. He
yeah,
overpowered
but
his character, and Dogon saw it.
yeah, but that Toji like we could just say that Toji like the because you wouldn't say that every single time Toji he like fucking does something he's at full capacity. We know that he gets faster or he tries to like he tries to put more emphasis on people that he feels are stronger. So um him just taking the thing of Maki isn't that could be Doggy kind of saw that and just be like, yeah, he's not worth my time and shit like that, right? You know. But then with Maki,
Uh,
he's been through a whole battle with her. He's felt her. He's like,
the only thing that
you
he's
know,
had with Maki so far was just like he pulls up on her, then he uses like a water shield, and then she hits it, and then after
no,
that,
right?
she like blocks the attack, and then he gives her respect, just the same way that he
Hold on,
does to Toji when he underestimated him too.
hold on. Hold on. No, there's multiple things. Maki tries to hit like catch him off guard and he grabs like grabs her tool. Maki then he then
Yeah, and then he
throws
gets frozen.
and then he then yeah, and then he then puts the wall thing and she punches repeatedly and then after so that's enough points of enough evidence to for him to be like yeah or make a conclusion like he's been through
Yeah,
he's been
he's still all right. Yeah, yeah.
um
Even with that, it's cool because even with that, he is still underestimating her. And after she blocked the attack, he gives her respect.
okay,
He
so
says,
has
"Oh, I'll be the same fate as the other two," and then he
has
implies
the
he's actually gonna try
has the
now.
problem with that? Has the problem with that is um has the problem with that he never does anything when he says that he's the weakest, right? He never does.
Mhm.
That's like prior to him
You see?
feeling
Oh.
the. No, he just no. I don't think he's underestimating her. What are you referring to? Because are you referring to when he says that I'm going to you're the weakest here, and that's
My guy, shit.
yeah. So are you referring to the that point where he says that she's the weakest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then okay, and then you realize what happens after then, right? She manages to have the stuff like with her whilst Doggone kicks. Then after she says that I'm going to if you think I'm going to whatchamacallit, what can I say? If you think I'm going to allow you to if you call me weak, you better kill me or something. I'm vaguely remembering.
Yeah,
And
I
then
know what you're talking
after
about. I know what you're
he
talking about.
says that I'll give you the same faith. So it's more like she's
So he was
if somebody
underestimating her.
it's more like he was basing it off her prior to like I don't know how to like word. It's kind of weird, but if somebody
Like
was
off of
to,
her
if
previous
somebody,
performance.
yeah, previous performances, right? But then that was prior to her like putting a. I don't. This is gonna sound so fucking weird, but that was prior to putting a stick to help her block something. It's not like in that. I don't think in due to the scaling I have that should be able to like she'll be she'll be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
Well,
Nanami would
when
land
the
Tina
first
has time
interaction
weak
that they
point.
had, she calls it humiliating, like as if she could do better. And then when she blocks that attack,
No,
she's more confident. And then Doggon's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna
no,
give you
it's
the
not.
same fate."
No,
So it's
it's
kind of
not
like an
like
act of
that.
redemption on
Uh-huh.
Maki's part.
No, it's not. I don't think there's any of that. It's just that she couldn't do anything to Doggone. That's why she admits that she could have got killed. There's no implication from there that says that, oh, um, I could have done better. It's more of her saying that
Explains it
she
because
would have
then
done.
she's able
She
to
would have
block him,
done.
even though there's sharks holding
I
down to
already
her.
hold on. I already said that prior to that, kind of where we see the stuff stick. Dogman's coming from a large distance, right? And you know why that affects speed and reaction time, right? And then we don't see
She's
what
also
happens
being
between
held
them.
by
Hold on.
sharks, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That doesn't matter because if that doesn't matter because the whole point is that whether or not she's being held down, she still managed to put that thing like over her. I'm just saying we don't know when she did that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
once he was traveling
I'm
from that
saying
long ass hold on.
there's still this
Oh my
factor
god.
that is disadvantageous to her blocking it, and she was still able to block it.
Hold on.
It's
So
like you saying like if you're getting like fucking heckled by someone in a boxing match, right? They're
you're
like fucking grabbing onto you or some shit,
dude,
and you're
you
boxing
yourself
someone, and
you
you're still
already
able
said
to
that.
block something, that it's still
Hold on.
impressive.
Hold on. You already said that you don't care about that feat. You don't think that's relative, so I don't know why I'm going through that. So
I was just saying that there's also this factor where she's getting held down because you were
yeah,
trying
but
to implement the fact that he was further.
agree that she wasn't relative of that, so we don't need to go through all that bullshit. You know. So
I don't care about that. I just care
okay.
about the PC feats.
The
I was
P
just
okay,
saying
and
that at that time he was underestimating her.
I'm
Blah
just
blah
saying
blah.
this is what I'm just saying that what was I saying that due to all these things or whatever, right? What was I saying? That it was still scale like overall like what him calling her the weakest would still be relevant to PC because she
How would it
doesn't
be
like
relevant if there's a strength increase
hold on like in terms
and
of
he has
speed
no
I'm not talking
knowledge
about
of this?
AP I'm talking about speed
Oh, I
speed
think
you
it
know
increases it
speed
too.
remember we're on speed now I think that you can't prove that fucking a playful cloud increases your speed so she'll just still be the same speed as she was in her prior state, and that prior state is below Nanami.
That prior state
And
is below Nanami.
yeah,
So you're trying to say that Maki without PC was below Nanami in speed off of what?
based on him calling them the weakest, her the weakest.
I mean, first of all, I mean we already argued over the weakest stuff, but even if that why would you correlate that to speed?
Because it's in context of the fight. You know what I'm saying? And what he sees
Well,
her trying to hit him and stuff, and then it's just a fight. So we just put two and two together and be like, yeah, speed would be a factor here, man.
well, I already explained as to why I disagree with the weakest stuff, and
I mean,
I do
that,
think she got faster because of PC, because she's able to like fuck on
bro, you
Doggone,
have
she's able to overwhelm him.
well, you have okay. The whole
But that's relying on the Doggone being like stronger and whatever.
I don't. What do you
But
mean by she only overwhelms with eight? She only overwhelms with AP. She only sort of like causes some type of like um discomfort in AP. No, there's no indication that he's like pressed in speed and whatsoever. All he does is
well,
just put
I
his
don't.
hands up to
Okay,
block.
hold up. I don't want to get into that because, like I said, it's pointless in arguing on that if I lose the point that Doggone is
Okay.
above or below. So
So
that's why I'm not arguing for that yet. I want to save for that until it
do,
gets judged.
do you think? Okay, I have another. This to add on to Nanami's speed. Do you think? Okay, so Nanami is like portrayed to be around UG's level, UG to Megami above Maki.
Why would Megami be above Maki?
He stayed the strongest around.
She doesn't have PC.
I guess it's like how can I describe this? Wait, first hold on. How can I describe this? It's basically the whole thing about the speed thing. It's mostly just speed. You know, about how it's mostly it's mostly about speed, about how
like I said, this is kind of why they want to go to the speed stuff, because my shit is just reliant on the previous point. So
well, but before we move on and like conclude everything, let me go to this.
oh my god, I'm so hard.
Oh yeah, I think we can conclude, man. Unless you want to add
Alright, bro.
something else. I don't
Shit.
want to conclude. I think it's the whole debate.
Shit. We already fucking argued a shit ton, so I mean, it's just whatever they want to say, or if they want to look over the recording.
Yeah,
So, well, okay. Well, there's one thing. If I win the point that Valgon is above, like, in domain, do you still want to argue, like, over the speed stuff? Because, like, I was gonna argue on the Maki feat, or do you want to do that after it's judged, or do you want to just
I
grant
think
that?
I'm pretty sure my other type of things accounts. Let's say, for example, you did get through the whole DE thing or whatever. Like, I still think my stuff about the whole Megami and the whole weakest thing still goes. Still it takes into account that, but still
I
that
mean,
isn't like
you
a
are
factor for the
aware.
full.
I think that the Maki that had PC was faster because how she performed with Dagon, right?
And then what is she all what are you like trying to what does she do speed wise? I don't get it. Like what does she do
Uh,
speed?
yeah. He notices her. She hits Dagon, and then after that, she has PC like on her left arm, and then she goes all the way to her right arm and hits him. And the panel kind of implies she's swinging on one panel, and then the next panel he's literally like getting hit, and it
Wait,
kind of like kind of speed advantage.
let me see that.
Yeah, I got you. So she has to like switch a whole arm to hit him, and he still doesn't get out the way, and it would be effective for him to get out the way because he already saw she done a ton of
Get
damage
out
to
the
him, so it
way.
would be wise.
But he still
To get out the
react
way.
to it? Doesn't he still
Yeah, he reacts to it. He blocks, but he just can't dodge it, which would imply some sort of speed feat, some sort of relativity.
why does that
Because
mean that Nanami can't do the same thing that she did?
what do you mean? Are you trying to say that he would replicate the same feat?
No, I'm just saying because like that implied because you're saying that she does this and not that
Oh
and
yeah,
you're trying to say
cause
that.
yeah. So Nanami, when he's gonna hit Dagon, Dagon is frozen in a frame, and he goes to hit Dagon through the
Yeah.
frame. And even when Dagon was frozen, he was able to react and activate a water technique, even though while being frozen against Nanami in base. Then obviously, I think Domain Dagon is above, so he would be faster.
Okay.
So Maki would have a feat over him.
Okay, this is the problem with that. What was I gonna say? You was it referring to when he puts his two hands up like on top or something before Nanami hits him?
No, because in
Yeah.
the when he's frozen,
Wh-
his arms are literally opposite of each other. Like literally, one arm is aiming up, the other is aiming down. But when Nanami breaks through it to attack him, his arms are together, and he's using the water barrier technique to block the attack,
Hold
which I
on. Wait,
think is
send me
a
those
massive
hands before
anti-feat
because
speed-wise.
no, I don't because Nanami's in the air. And the other thing
Uh,
is
he's in the
um
air going down, so it's even worse.
no, because if you're in the air, you have no type of like control of your like
But
you don't it's not like
it's
the same.
not. Hold on,
If
hold on,
you
hold on.
falling down,
He's
you
not just in the air; he's falling down
yeah, you're falling. Do you think you move
while
as fast
attacking
when you're
her.
hold on? You think uh do you think you're fast as you think like you're as fast as when you're falling down in
Well,
the
wait,
air?
hold on. Whoa. I don't see how much this is relevant. The whole point
Uh-huh.
is that he's frozen. He hits him through, right? So the distance before that doesn't even matter. He hits him through, and when he hits him through, he's still able to react and dodge, even though his arms are literally apart. There's no indication that he was doing that beforehand. He had to do that in the moment. So he was
No, but
way
he
faster
still,
than base.
but he, no, hold on, no, but he's still, how can I describe it? He's still coming from in the air. Rather, even if like he's still frozen, we don't even know. Like that frozen thing is kind of weird because we don't even know whether like how can I describe it? Because like, do you think that when he's okay, he gets frozen, right? And then he moves out. What point do you think that he moves at? When he's frozen, it wouldn't really make any sense.
Like what do you
Like
mean?
how
Like to
so
move to dodge?
so Nanami, he's like going to hit uh Doggen, right? And do you think at the point that he makes contact with him be frozen, he moves or after?
I think when he
Let me look
moves
at
is
let me look at that
when he
real
breaks
quick.
the thing.
When he
Because
breaks his thing. So then
Nabito initially grabs like the little like the
what
womb or whatever, and then he grabs the panel and he's just like, oh yeah, y'all are slow, and then he punches like Dogon out of it, and then like obviously he's able to move because he's outside the panel. So I'd say as soon as the panel breaks, then they can move.
so then wouldn't it be like this? He has to break through it. Then not Dogon knows that he's breaking through it and he has like knowledge of that and then he puts his
I
hand
mean,
up. It's not like
I don't know. We could say that if he knows or not.
okay, so why?
I mean, I have nothing to suggest that. Like, could you
But
give
then
any reason
you're
as
just
to
saying
why?
hold on. You were like this is an anti-feat. And then I'm just like, is it
But
really an
yeah, because
anti-feat due to these
to
due
better
to these
say,
like
even if he
variables?
knows, he still physically has to react to that.
And then okay, so then is all in this scenario of him coming down in the air and then he reacts. I don't see how you'd be like she's superior of that. Like she's superior of that just because
Because
she's able to like no dog is able to I know what you're trying to say like they're both able to react to each other or dog is able to react to both of them, but this is like the main dog, but I'm just saying that he's in the air. This is a thing that, kind
well,
of fucks
first of
things up.
all, the first time where he jumps off the fucking balcony, he also reacts while he was like off guard. But
Let me see.
we can leave that off for after we like finish this one, the
Mm-hmm.
main one we were just talking about. So the whole point why I think this is a good feat for Dogon speed wise is because obviously while he's in the frame, he's broken. I think once the frame is broken and they're out, then they could react. So if Nanami is already breaking through it, he's literally attacking as he's breaking through it. Dogon has this very minimal time to be able to react and nonetheless activate a fucking technique because he's activating the fucking water barrier. So I'm saying
Uh,
even if he has even if
mhm.
he knows that he's coming at him, you still have to physically move and react to this thing. And he did
So are
so in
you?
such a minimal amount of time.
And let me look at this thing.
Like here, look in general. Oh, shit, I should probably should ask that shit in general, but
This thing is kind of weird. In terms of so he breaks it, right? Let's say he breaks it. Then afterwards, when he breaks it, uh, I just kind of like this, right? What if he broke it, and then Nami starts falling down once not Nami, Doggo starts falling down when he breaks the whole mirror thing starts falling down. Then he goes on to him, but he can still like put his hands between. Not that when he breaks it, there's the actual amount of like time between that he puts his hands up. So wait, how to describe it? So, he, let's say he hits him out he like pushes him back when he's hitting him out or something, or when he breaks and pulls out. Then after Nami goes on to like continue from falling down, then but he still has like the distance between, and he still has to cover that distance, and it's kind of weird because the feet isn't really specific. That's where I'm trying to like I don't know how it would work if like he just when he immediately touches it, he puts his arms up. That would be kind of weird because the mirror will still be intact and he can't move in the mirror. So what if it's like he hits him out of the mirror, then he has to still travel down, but then, so he doesn't really have to have like a short
I
amount of
don't.
time.
I don't think the mirror blocked him or stopped him because he just slices right through it. And what you call this? And now Obito, when he hits Dogon initially, he like hits them through the thing and he like goes flying. Like yeah, I can show you that.
Yeah, he goes. What I'm trying to say is that let's say he hits through the mirror, then he starts falling down, then he continues, then he continues to try to hit him, right? Out when he's out of the mirror, right? But then he blocks it. Like so, for example,
Look in
let's try and
general,
like use the whole
does
the
that
whole
help you more how like it would look like?
the whole Naruto thing. So let's say when he crushes him down, Dargon is like moving, like he's falling away from the punch. And after, let's say Naruto tries to hit him again, but then he reacts. Basically, that's what I'm trying to like say.
So you think there is one hit for the mirror and then for Dogon?
That's how I'm saying that the feat could be rather than
Oh, okay. Oh, I
uh
don't think that because you can see the motion lines and the mirror slides through. He starts with a machete like above his head, and then when he's hitting Dogon, he already slides down. He slides through the.
Fuck
he
with
hits
your
the
butt. Fuck with your 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 butt.
oh boy.
alright.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, what I was saying was, for example, Naruto, he punches through the thing, like doesn't stop. He punches through it, and he's already in contact with Dogon. So it'd be the same scenario because we see beforehand he has like his machete through his head. He's gonna go through it. We see that he like kind of slices it through as if you're just punching through it, and then Dogon is just there. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, but then he would still have to use the same motion regardless of whether he would still have to have the same motion if it was to hit him two
Well,
times. So
well,
basically,
if you're saying there's a second hit and they didn't show us that, then that's fucking crazy.
yeah,
I
that's
just
what I'm
think it's
saying.
just
That
one
the feat is,
solid
that's what
hit
I'm
because
saying.
that's what they show us.
No, but then if it's one solid hit, it's like this, right? If it's one solid hit, right, and it's just at the point of contact, right? The point of contact, right?
Also,
Once it makes
hold on, hold on, hold
wait,
on. Dad, also,
because once
if there is a second
uh,
hit, there isn't any sound effect for it. There's just one, and that's it.
I mean,
So there's like
okay,
no indication at all for like a second hit. And also,
if
if
there
they
was,
did,
if
if
they
they
didn't
did
show
want to
it,
tell us that he hit a second, they would have showed it. That's the whole point of
why?
like the story.
That's kind of weird, because like sometimes, no, sometimes there's things called they don't show everything in a fight.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying based off like the sound effects, based off just like shit. I mean, if they're not letting us in hit, it's kind of weird, especially if there isn't even enough sound effect to indicate that. And how I explain the motion is so smooth with the slice. So I mean, I just think
But
it's
then
more
if
likely than
it's like
your
if
claim.
it's one, hold on, if it's just one hit, then it's like what point the dog gonna react? Because if it can't be the
I
motion of
mean,
contact on the
it
mirror.
it
Because if it's
it,
the motion of
it must
contact,
have
if
it
it's
must
the
have been a super insignificant time. Like it was so
why?
short.
Okay, why? Okay, wait. This is what I'm trying to get. Like, if somebody, let's say, like, you have somebody, you have like a picture in a book, right? And then the moment you like, for example, you put your pen in a book, right?
Yeah.
That book isn't like broken, isn't split open, right? So it can't just be like the moment or point he hits in a book. It has to be after the thing is broken, right? And if
I
it's
mean,
after this thing is
they
broken,
just go right through
what
that
happens?
shit.
Yeah, he goes right through that shit, and then Nanami gets like it's like his momentum is like pushing down once he goes through that shit, and it's kind of weird. Like if it can't just be at the point of contact, it has to be kind of like afterwards when the mirror is split that he reacts to him. Because it's how can I
I
describe
mean,
it? You see, wait. I think there's even
either
supporting
way,
evidence. There's even
yeah.
supporting evidence for this. There's the whole line thing indicates this a little bit more. I think so.
With your
Nanami's
butt. Fuck with your 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 boy. Fuck with your boy.
Okay, so the whole line thing I think indicates this to me because it starts from a point. It kind of like it starts from a point above his head,
Yeah.
and we know that point is the distance he has to travel, right? From the because hold on, how can I let me like try to like fucking push this. Hold on. It wouldn't be like as insignificant when you were trying to say insignificant. Hold on.
Boop, boop, boop. Hey, about what I mean by insignificant, this is like a super small time frame that he reacts in.
You mean you distance or because time frame? We can't really judge time frame.
Like time frame, I'm saying like boom, he's out of the thing, and then he just has a certain amount of time to react before he gets hit. So like that time frame between him being able to move and getting hit, he has to react between that.
Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Let me
Oh
see.
fuck no, Joey. Fuck no.
This
Yeah,
is the
continue.
distance that Nanami, if you check scans,
Yeah.
this is the distance that Nanami has to like move himself off down the air. So he has to move all the way down, and then Dalgon has all this time from that distance to react. So it's not like a really
So
small
you're saying
distance.
it's two hits and the first one like kind of stopped him,
I don't. The
or
whole
kind of
point of
like
this is
impeded
like
his movement.
it's kind of vague how they structured. It can't be at the point of contact of the mirror because it wouldn't make sense as to why afterwards, after because like because prior to this, because there's a distance he has to move when he hits like slices through that mirror, right?
Mhm.
And prior to this, we see like the motion of line down afterwards the mirror is broken and he has to move all the way down. So this like he has to move downwards and then dog reacts to that particular motion that we see from the panel, rather than the initial because the initial hit on the mirror wouldn't make sense for Doggo to react at all because he would still be intact in the mirror rather than outwards. So yeah.
Well,
So then
I
the
just got
whole
one more thing to say. I think we can just leave it at this. With the Naobito stuff, he punches through it and he's already like making contact with Dogon. So, even if like let's say he gets pushed out of it first and then you hit him, I don't think that would matter that much because it's still like they're still in movement and they're still like presumably a small time frame. But I do think it's once you hit him because I mean that's just kind of what's implied, especially with the Naobito stuff.
I don't
Um,
think no, I don't think it's like
I'll just leave it
once
at
you hit them.
with there's only one sound effect that we just have to work with the author showed us with. Since there's one sound effect, then this is most likely that it's just one
No,
smooth move for the Nobito
you
stuff.
already agreed. You already agreed that not all things are shown, so it could just be that one of the hits weren't shown.
Yeah, but to back up the fact
Hey,
that there
yo.
isn't a second hit, I used the sound effect.
Yo,
All right,
you know what?
wait, 1 sec. Okay, if y'all take more than like 30 more minutes, I ain't judging this shit, bro. Like, y'all are going on, dog.
All right, let's try and wrap this up real quick.
I mean, I'm cool with what I said already on this shit. We could just like leave it at this. I think we already got like everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.